All right, honors biology peeps. This is the Unit 3 review video. Now, today, some of you are here. Wonderful. I will be talking to you in class. But for those of you that are not here, you're at home. This video is mainly for you. So again, just like the other two units, Unit 3 again is going to make up about 25% of the exam. So it's important to make sure we know these topics. Again, if you have done practice sets for units 1 and 2, you're doing it right. If you have yet to work on one practice set for units 1 and 2, you're doing it wrong. So make sure that we go back and get some of that stuff done. Again, it's practice, but it's really important because this test is worth 20% of your grade. All right. If you want to be successful, then you should be doing some of those practice sets. If you want to set yourself up for failure, then you probably don't want to do those practice sets. But I would think we all want to be successful. So go back and do some of that work. All right, topics in Unit 3. Now, I will be honest, I think Unit 3 is the unit that we struggled the most with. Most of this stuff we covered when we were on red, the red schedule, and looking at the quiz scores for the semester, these were the lowest quiz scores that we had of all the 4 units that we covered. So this might be one that you want to go back and maybe spend some more time on, watch the review videos, whatever. But some of you did not learn this stuff the first time around. And if we don't learn it, then that could be problematic for the exam. So some of the topics here: classifying matter. We talked about things like pure substances versus mixtures. I gave you like a little flow chart in your notes to kind of explain the difference. But make sure we know that pure substances can either be elements or compounds. There's a difference between those things. And mixtures can be either homogeneous or heterogeneous. Again, there are differences between those two. The structure of atoms, protons, neutrons, and electrons. Make sure you know which particles are in the nucleus of the atom, which ones are not, the charges of those, we should know those as well. Valence electrons, those are very specific types of electrons that we need to make sure we know what they are. So go back into your notes and look that up. The atomic number versus the mass number. All right, there's a difference between the two. So again, we need to know that. And then finally, isotopes. I covered that concept. For example, carbon-12, carbon-13. They're both carbon, but they're isotopes of carbon, so we should know what some of the differences are between those. We got into bonding, ionic and covalent. Those are like the two major ones that people need to know. But there is another type called hydrogen bonding that I covered in your notes. And that one is kind of specific to water. All right, like I explained what hydrogen bonding was when I talked about water. So the chemistry of water is important. Polarity, we should know what solutions are, solvent and solute, for example. And then we got into carbon chemistry. All right, you need to make sure you know the 4 different organic compounds: carbs, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids. And you should know what the monomers are that make them up. So again, I gave lecture notes on that. None of you were here for an in-person lecture on any of this. So this was completely on your shoulders to learn it by watching the videos, doing the homework. Again, some of you did a nice job with that. Some of you failed to do that miserably. So again, this is 25% of your exam, so make sure we go back and learn that. All right, practice sets. Just one practice set for this. It's like 40 questions, but instead of making 2, I just made one big one for this. So work on this one today if you're at home. If you're in class, you'll work on this in class today. All right, PowerPoint slides. There's my notes on Unit 3. Everything is in there, and there are 4 lecture videos for this unit. So it might be worth it to go back and rewatch some of those, just again because these were our worst quiz scores of the year. So I'm a little nervous when it comes to these topics on the exam, but again, if you're serious about doing well, then you'll take advantage of the resources that you have here, and study. Okay, that's what studying is. Okay, so make sure we do some of that. All right, folks, have a good day, and I'll see the other half of you tomorrow. And again, if you're in class today, just make sure you check your agenda. All right, guys, have a good day. Take care.